New Delhi has a rich sporting heritage, and we're getting ever closer to extending badminton's role of honour at the 2025 India Open. It's quarter-final day, and we've a star-studded cast of superstar shuttlers all setting their sights on the weekend. A warm welcome to the KD Jadhav Indoor Stadium for our third day's coverage of the event. It's a magnificent venue, and we have a really exciting lineup for you today. 10 matches live on our show court. Just past high noon local time, and our thanks to junior mixed doubles player Laura Amsanga for bringing on the HSBC World Tour Finals trophy. That will be played for in Hangzhou, China, just before Christmas. The race is on to get to that prestigious event, which has huge prize money as well as that magnificent trophy. Well, here is our lineup, beginning with mixed doubles. Last month's World Tour Finals runners-up, Chen and To, starting huge favourites against surprise quarter-finalists Oupthong and Sudjaipraparat. Then, what looks a really hot women's doubles. Last weekend's Malaysia Masters winners Fukushima and Matsumoto facing number 3 seeds Tan and Muralitharan. Back to mixed for what looks a really open affair between number 8 seeds Midorikawa and Saito and the French pair Chiquel and Delroux. They're looking for a first World Tour title in 4 years. After that, another chance to marvel at the talent of women's world number 1 An Se-young. It'll be a seismic shock if Yeo Jia-min gets a look in there. And that's followed by top seeds Lu and Tan taking on Arisa Igarashi, having a rare foray into women's doubles, and her partner Ayako Sakuramoto. 5 more matches after that in the company of Jill Clark, and that Tunjung versus PV Sindhu match could potentially bring the house down if the Indian makes the semis. Let's have a look at the mixed doubles draw then at the quarter-final stage. We are concentrating on that top match, Chen and To, as I mentioned, and will start very warm favourites against the surprise quarter-finalists from Thailand. So players on their way. Slightly later start today than we've had over the last couple of days. So they should all be well rested. And they have much the higher pedigree, the Malaysian pair. Here come the Thais, who might just be pinching themselves a little bit at getting this far. Outside the world's top 20. But we have had quite a few shocks over the last couple of weeks, both here and in Malaysia for the Malaysia Open last week. So you just never know. They've met twice, these two pairs. The Malaysians have won both. They see the most recent one. Both in straight games. Both in 2023. In fact, those two matches lasted just 27 and 33 minutes, respectively. So let's have a look at these 4 players in more detail, starting with Chen Tengjie, ranked 3 in the world. That is their best. Actually won the bronze medal at the World Junior Championships as a pair way back in 2016, so they've been together for a long time. And as I mentioned earlier, they got to the World Tour Final showpiece match last month in Hangzhou, which would have boosted both their points tally and their bank balance. And Chen is partnered by 24-year-old To Yi Wei. Won 3 events as a pair. There she is. Back in 2023, that was their big year. 2 S300s, the Orléans Masters and the Taipei Open. And they also took down the Korea Open that year as well. That was a Super 500 too. So that remains their most prestigious tournament win to date. And a real battle with the Thai pair, Purvaranyakro and Hai Sampran yesterday. The Thais who had won the title in Malaysia last weekend, so that was a big win. Very tight third game, 22-20. May well have enjoyed that with us yesterday afternoon. And on the other side of the net, Ruthanapak Oupthong and Janicha Sudjaipraparat from Thailand. World rank 25, which is their best. They have won a Super 100 event on the World Tour. That was the Kaohsiung Masters in Chinese Taipei just over 6 months ago. And they've reached the final of a couple of other Super 100 events. 25-year-old Sudjaipraparat, Oupthong's partner. She actually won a women's doubles bronze at the World University Games a few years ago. And they've also won 3 international tournaments together as a pair, smaller events they are. But the biggest match of their career here this afternoon. Massive win in the second round over the number 6 seeds, Chen and Jung. Can they carry that on? So often see when a giant killing act happens, not just in badminton, in many sports, it's the match after that sometimes brings you back down to earth. So we'll see whether that is the case. Both are officials, both umpire and service judge are from India for this match. Mention that Indian involvement later with PV Sindhu. A huge draw later this evening.
Language.
A few butterflies in the stomach, I would imagine, for those 2 Thai players. Not just the prize money, which is considerable, by the way. Semi-finalists in the doubles guaranteed at least $13,500 US, but also the points that go with it, which when you're
Ladies and gentlemen,
outside the top 20 is huge.
Right, Ruthanapak Oupthong and Janicha Sudjaipraparat, Thailand. And on the left, Chen Tang Ji and To E Wei, Malaysia. To E Wei to serve to Ruthanapak Oupthong. Love all. Play.
So here we go. First shuttle hit in anger on our 3rd day of coverage here in New Delhi. I think it's important the Thais get off to a decent start, because otherwise they might get blown away. Chen and To, very good front runners, very experienced. CV, which, as I mentioned, has several titles on it, and they won't be in the mood to show any sentiment at all to the surprise quarter-finalists. Oh, that might make him feel a little bit better.
So it's over.
It's actually good work at the net by Sudjaipraparat there. She got across very quickly, just gave them the initiative in the rally. That's the other thing, unforced errors are the enemy for the Thai pair, because they're not going to get that many, you wouldn't imagine, back from the Malaysians. So they can't afford to give away easy points. Make the Malaysians work. That is such a delicate touch from To.
3-1.
Not easy to control that when you're in mid-air, but she played it perfectly.
Foul.
And that's the other thing. That was right in the hitting zone. Can't afford to
4-1.
give To that kind of a chance because she'll just help herself. It's a nothing shot really from Oupthong.
Service over. 2-4.
And again, just a little bit of confusion on the Malaysian side there. And the Thais took full advantage of it. Well, she looked behind her there, To, as if to say to Chen, well, maybe I thought you were covering that side.
Foul. Service over. 5-3. Quick toe. Play. Service over.
Well, certainly they'll be happy enough with the scoreboard at the moment. Thais just didn't want to let the Malaysians get off to a flyer, and they've succeeded in that so far. Most of the nerves should have evaporated by now, you'd have thought. Landed on the line.
5-all.
Pure reactions from Oupthong, but he did well to angle the racket. Well, this is much more like it now.
6-5.
She's become really well, Sudjaipraparat. Hasn't shied away from trying to be proactive at the net.
You have to get ready quicker. Play.
That landed on the line too.
7-5.
Look a bit unnerved at the moment, the Malaysians. Number 3 seeds, remember.
Service over.
Normal service resumed with a cunning backhand from To.
Foul. 7-all.
Great serve.
8-7.
So 3 points in a row for those two.
Service for call, too high.
First one of the day, have to serve from
over.
a maximum height of 115 centimetres. Otherwise the service judge will call you.
Too high. The contact is above 1.15.
Nothing that the chair umpire can do. The service judge has a couple of perspex blocks in front of them that are used to gauge the height of the serve. The chair umpire is never going to overrule it. That's a super shot again from Sudjaipraparat.
9-8.
Been the star player out there so far.
Thank you. Service over. You cannot untie. Nine all.
Well, they did well to come out of that with the point, the Malaysians,
10,
because
9.
they were under serious pressure throughout that exchange. Good block that from Toe. So a 2-point lead, but it's been far from plain sailing for the number 3 seeds. Nonetheless, 11-9 at the mid-game interval.
Code 1, 20 seconds. Code 1, 20 seconds.
Hah? Kamu fokus lagi dekat servis ni? Ha?
Eleven, 9. Play. Service for call.
That's the second time.
Two.
And now she's trying to say to the service judge, look, here's where I serve from, but that's not going to do her any good. The chair umpire can't check anything.
Over.
It's the service judge those
10,
two perspex blocks,
11.
the centre of your screen, the service judge looks through those to gauge the height of the serve. What a rally this is. Still going. Quite happy to slow the tempo down and then goes long with the clear. And that variety, I reckon, won them the point. Patience is a virtue
10, quick serve.
in badminton as in life. Wonderfully entertaining exchange, that one, though. Now then, every time the Malaysian serve, you kind of want one eye on the service judge. 58 shots that last rally. Thing is, when you've been called for serving too high, it gets into the back of your mind. It's not what you want to be thinking about when you're serving. They're playing well, those two. They're keeping the third seeds honest up to now. Just got to keep concentrating. 12-10 it is. Landed in. Junction of backline and sideline.
11-12.
Went for the flicker, and then we're out of position, and that's gone too long.
12 all.
Nice little change up with the serve there. And a good lead also. Little clumsy, the return.
13-12.
เกณฑ์ระวังตรงไหน
Well, whether it's the drift or not,
14,
they've got a problem
12.
here, Chen and To. 3 points in a row where they've gone beyond the back line, and all of a sudden they're 2 points adrift here, deep into this opening game.
Service over. 13-14. Janisha? Shuttle is up. You cannot walk around the court. Play. Fourteen all. Fifteen, 14.
Yeah, it wasn't quite deep enough from Chen.
Service over.
Oupthong took full advantage.
15 all.
It was 4-1 to Chen and To at one stage early on. Since then, there's never been more than a couple of points in it. Locked together now. The business end of this opening game.
Oupthong challenges.
Well, first challenge of this
Out.
quarter-final. I don't think there's going to be any issue with this being overturned. It looked to be wide of the sideline. Just needed a chat, I reckon. The ties.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining. Service over. 16-15. Play.
Well, you can see exactly 15. What she was trying to do, but way too much angle on it. Right shot. Execution left a little to be desired. Yeah, that was clever play from Chen. Right at the body 15. Of Sudjaipraparat, and she couldn't really adjust in time. Just turned up the heat, haven't they, the Malaysians?
19-15.
4 points is the biggest lead either pair has had in this game so far. Very quick onto that, Sudjaipraparat.
Service over.
Toe didn't
16,
quite get it right.
19.
She was there to pounce with telling effect. Hit very, very hard by Chen, and it brings up 4 game points for the number 3 seeds.
20, game point 16.
Well, it wasn't as easy as the scoreline might suggest. 21 points to 16. They are challenging this, but I'm not sure they're going to get any joy. And if they don't, it will be game. But let's let Hawkeye just confirm. Line judge certainly outstretched his arms very quickly, which normally means it was clearly beyond the back line. This will tell us. It was indeed. So 21-16, the Malaysians strike first. 19 minutes for that opening game.
First game won by Chen Tang-ji and To Yi-Wei, 21-16.
Oh, dia main belakang dengan aku. Ya, dia blok dulu. Saya bagi straight atau saya kasih dengan kuat. Kalau dia tunggu saja kan, dia letak dia. Lagi satu masa you sudah kena buat. Dia dah buat, dia dah blok lah. You mesti naik, dia naik kapal. You semua kena siap. Habis ini mau pergi tengah.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Second game, a love ball, play.
So let's see whether the ties wilt a little bit, having dropped that opening game, or whether they can fight back. It's a big ask against such a decorated pair. He wouldn't be denied there, Chen, would he?
1 love. Service fault call, too high.
Well, that's 3 now, and she's really unhappy, To.
The service judge can read clearly. Clear. Clear.
Let's have a look.
See the duty.
Very hard to tell, but that's the service judge's view.
No, the service judge can see it clearly. You cannot delay.
And that's exactly what the umpire's saying. The
So-
service judge can see clearly.
When you're serving, it's going above the 1 point or something. The service judge can see it clearly. Clear. Clear.
If I stop like this, I fought. I stop like this.
She's really frustrated, obviously,
The fact.
but she's not going to get any joy.
Service over. 1 all.
Mr. Sudirman of India is the man in the hot seat. That is a wonderful shot. Could not have placed that any better.
Service over. 2-1.
See, this goes 2 ways now. Either they're going to up their game because they're going to be fired on by what they perceive as a seething sense of injustice, or they can get rattled by it.
Service over. 2 all.
It's out the back.
3-2.
Lurking with intent at the
4-2.
net again, Sudjaipraparat.
Fault. Janisha? Janisha, take a new. Three, 4.
Didn't expect him to miss that. I still think they're
Service over.
maybe a little rattled after those
5-3.
service faults were called. Might be an opportunity for the Thais to take advantage here.
6-3.
Well, now they're in a great position, the Thai pair, with the early
7-3.
lead here. 4-point advantage against a pair who still get the feeling are very unhappy at what they perceive as unjust decisions from the service judge. A good chance for the Thais. That's landed on the line as well.
8-3. Nine, 3.
Well, mentally they're in trouble here, I think. Chen and To. Better shot.
Service over.
He's going to need to have words, I think, the coach, at the
4-9.
mid-game break when we get there. Just got to put all that service stuff out of their heads, because it's clearly affecting them. I think it was actually going out. I don't think To needed to play that.
10-4.
Yeah, I think it was missing the sideline.
Out. Service over. 5-10.
Yeah, engineered the space very cleverly there. Had the
6,
two Thais marooned
10.
on the backhand side of the court. Shuttle went the other way. Again, complete miscommunication. That's so unusual for Chen and To, and they're in a bit of bother here. 11-6 down at the mid-game break.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Eleven, 6. Play.
He snatched at a couple,
12,
actually.
6.
Chen Tengjie.
Play on.
Challenge here from the Thai pair. Just want
Oupthong
Hawkeye to check
challenges
that this
call
did in
out.
fact miss the line, as the line judge signalled. Bit of a waste of a challenge, you would say.
Unsuccessful. One challenge remaining. Service over. 7-12. Play.
Oh, that was going out, surely. That's beautiful, though. Wonderful disguise from Chen.
8-12.
Looked for all the world like he was gearing up for a jump smash and then just feathered it over the net. It's a great reach, that, from Oupthong. That's gone long.
9-12.
It's magnificent athleticism, isn't it, from Oupthong? Second favourite to get to that, let alone get it over.
Thank you. Play.
Well, the fight back potentially is on here from the Malaysians.
10-12.
12-6 it was. 4 points in a row. It's put a rather different perspective on the scoreboard. Great defence from Toe. And again, that's really good.
11.
They were really
12.
under pressure in that rally. Only 27 shots, but they were defending for the majority of them.
Shuttle is okay. Clear.
Eventually, Toe found a way through.
Janisha, back on court. Fault.
And they're on terms. The run continues.
12.
6 points in a row now. Well, they're right in the groove now. And fair play
13,
for
12.
having reorganised themselves almost, because they looked like they were having a little mini crisis. Really upset with those service fault calls. Had a very high margin of error, that shot
12.
from Oupthong.
Changes.
Wasn't a lot of space on the forehand side of Toe.
Foul. 15-12. Quick toe.
Look a bit shell-shocked, the ties. 9 points in a row now for the number 3 seeds. Completely turned the second game on its head.
(16-12). Playing. Fault.
Yeah, read the serve. That was the problem.
Service over. 13-16.
Oh, what a shot! And the ties looked at each other as if to say, where did that come from?
17.
Really had no right to win that point.
Chen.
Well, her expression says it all. She loved it, and why not?
Playing. Service over. 14-17. Service over.
There's almost a resignation
18,
now about
14.
the body language of Oupthong and Sudjaipraparat.
Foul! Foul!
19-14.
Sneaks over the net via the tape.
15-19.
Beautifully angled, and it brings up 5 match points
Service
for the
over.
Malaysians.
20. Match point 15. Service over. 16-20. Quick toe.
Well, that's a couple saved, but still 3 to go.
17-20.
That will do it.
Yeah.
A scoreline that doesn't really tell the full story because they were in big trouble at one stage in that second game, the Malaysians. But in the end, they come through in straight games and in only 42 minutes. One of those scorelines that when you look at it in months and years to come, you think it was a very straightforward affair. Anything but. 12-6 it was at one stage, remember.
Match won by
in the Thai pair's
Chen
favour.
and To Wei.
But the Malaysians found a second gear
21-17.
and found a path through to tomorrow's semi-finals. So they come through 21-16, 21-17, 42 minutes, the official match time. We're back in a moment with the women's doubles quarter-final. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to our continuing coverage of the India Open, part of the HSBC BWF World Tour, and we have reached our second match of the day on the show court. So women's doubles, Fukushima